Welcome. We have a Transformer Risk update on the current war game. Neither side has directly engaged the other, but both have expanded. Now, the neutral territory has been run down to right basically there. That little line. Now, in hindsight, for making my board, I should have made that a spaceport. And that's one reason why we're doing this, is I'm documenting my thoughts and where I might have went wrong. Now, we have decided to make this unit, that obelisk, it is going to be the communication tower. So whoever controls that will be able to communicate off-world. Now, also I said yesterday on my last vid that I was going to take an Earth board. Well, I also found a Risk board for Lord of the Rings. So on my game, I am going to give the Transformers 2 planets that they can go to, so they will either be able to fight on Earth or Middle Earth or both at the same time. Now, the interesting thing is, until recently, the original 20 units of the Decepticons never moved. They sat at base, waiting for an ambush, and did force the Autobots into a bad situation. They managed to hem them in to where they were forced to make themselves a little empire over there. So unfortunately, the two Autobot factions are quite separated, and their units start here. Now, the Decepticons have managed to take the flank to avoid their defensive emplacements and the bonus that they would get. And at this point, the Decepticons have about a 3-2 advantage. And the Decepticons are preparing to attack. Now, I've also decided for the neutral forces, there can be once again, just like Fleet Risk, a demand of surrender, and that can be a 1 in 6. Now, typically in Fleet Risk, they don't actually, give you their ships. Now, in Transformer Risk, if they agree to join you, they become your units. And then you change their lovely little colors. Or, like the Autobots, a couple that join them over here in the habitation areas. I left them with their original units because, they were kind of quirky in their appearances anyway. Now, both sides have attempted to get the neutrals over here to join them, and they are all in the realm of hell no. So they will never get another role. Whoever tries to take that, they're going to have to do it by force. Now, once again, my bonus down here is going to give 2 to 12 new units for the first people to capture it. So that gives an incentive for both sides to take it. But what the Decepticons have done was force the board to expand by reinforcements. So it was slow. They forced the Autobots to go around. And the communication tower and the pyramid are both recent grabs. So once upon a time, until just recently in the game, that was a frontier. But the Decepticons, gaining a numerical advantage, have pushed over and blitzed straight down here and took both of those positions. And rather than try to attack the neutrals over here, they've decided to put all of their extra forces over here, where they have the Autobots 3-2 with no bonuses. Now, unfortunately, the Autobots over here, they do have more units. Now, the problem for them, those Decepticons and those Decepticons, if they were trying to take everything from here, their base would be wide open for these Decepticon forces to move forward and secure their base. And if they were to lose their base, they could choose another base, but they would get no units for 10 rounds. So that might be a time to run to Earth. But I wanted to document this stage of the game because so far only the neutrals have taken it on the teeth. You know, the Autobots and the Decepticons have been positioning themselves. And in the grand scheme of things, you know, the Decepticons have done well. Now, one of the reasons why the Decepticons did well, there were 5 neutrals right here, and the dice was on their side. 9 Decepticons attacked the 5, and they rolled 5 10s out of 9 rolls and just absolutely wiped them out. So that actually allowed the Decepticons to get a tactical advantage and to get a numeric advantage. And that slight numeric and positioning advantage has now allowed them to do this. Now, once again, the Autobots were forced to skirt the Decepticons' lines. That made them go much further. But now they have 7 positions over here, which basically forms their little Autobot empire. But unfortunately, home base is besieged and cut off. And we're about to have a war, and we will update on it now and again. But yes, now I'm documenting this because it is so far very successful as a game. You know, just as is. You know, the rules are working well, and like I say, I'm adding bonuses. And whoever gets the tower is going to be able to communicate with the off-worlds. And once again, whoever takes the little shiny thing in the bottom, they get 2 rolls of the 6-sided dice on new units. And this, every strategic position, you get a roll every round for a unit. In this one, the pyramid, it gives 2. Now, I also decided to expand the neutral force. And what I decided to do is you decide how many maximum they will have in the beginning, and then as the threat grows, you just slowly add more. I've not decided any rules on that yet, but you know, considering that the neutral forces don't normally make units, they should be able to make a limited amount on demand. But I think that we'll basically leave that up to you, or we might call it 6. You know, because we're going to be using 6 and 5s a lot in the game for balance. Now, everyone, thank you for listening. And this has been the first stage of the war on Cybertron. And it's all about to turn hot. Now, please put your comments below and any questions, please.